Can you believe that before he became the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock was on the verge of being fired from WWE? It's a wild story, but it's completely true. Let's rewind to 1997. Dwayne Johnson wasn't The Rock yet. He was wrestling under the name Rocky Maivia, a clean-cut good guy meant to be the next big hero. But there was one massive problem. The fans absolutely hated him. Every single time he made his way to the ring, the entire arena would erupt in a deafening chorus of boos. It got so bad that you could hear thousands of people chanting "Die Rocky Die" over the announcers. The live crowds were brutal, and they just weren't buying what he was selling. They thought he was bland, too corporate, and completely fake. The connection just wasn't there. Behind the scenes, WWE officials were starting to lose faith. The executives who had pushed for him were now second-guessing their decision. They saw a guy with a great look and athletic ability, but he couldn't get the audience on his side. Whispers started circulating backstage that Rocky Maivia's time was running out. His push was disappearing, creative had no ideas for him, and his career was hanging by a thread. He was genuinely in danger of getting that dreaded phone call telling him he was being let go. But here's where the story takes a legendary turn. Instead of packing his bags and giving up on his dream, Dwayne Johnson made a gamble that would change wrestling forever. He knew the good guy persona wasn't working, so he decided to embrace the hate. He dropped the forced smile, picked up a microphone, and turned into a trash-talking, arrogant villain. This wasn't just a simple character change. It was a complete reinvention. He started referring to himself in the third person, calling himself The Rock, and he would absolutely roast his opponents and even the fans on the mic. And guess what? The crowd loved it. The very same people who were chanting "Die Rocky Die" were now hanging on his every word. He was charismatic, he was hilarious, and most importantly, he was authentic. This transformation wasn't just a comeback. It was the birth of one of the biggest superstars the world has ever seen. From the people's eyebrow to the rock bottom, every part of his new persona clicked. He became a pop culture icon. But just think, if he hadn't made that bold move, if he hadn't decided to become the villain, we might never have known The Rock. He could have been just another forgotten wrestler, fired before he ever had the chance to smell what he was cooking. It's an incredible lesson that sometimes the biggest risks lead to the greatest rewards. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.